Hey, what is going on the YouTube? This is the Gaming Guy, and today I am finally going to be going over a drop list for once, or a full drop list for once in a while. This is going to be the drop list for week 4 of the fall winter season. Now this week, it's not amazing in my view. Personally, that is because some of the items just don't interest me, or I just have no real connection sort of thing to some of the items. That is because the main or majority of the items that are coming out this week are coming from the collaboration with Velvet Underground, which personally I have no knowledge of, so I'm not going to act like I do. So yeah, it doesn't interest me. The range shirt is probably the one piece that I do like, but still at that, it is just not for me. Apart from that, there are a couple of other pieces dropping, but to be honest, I am probably going to go for another basic piece this week, because yeah, if it doesn't interest me, I am not going to go for it. But without further ado, let's just get straight into this drop list video. Okay, so as per norm, we are going to be going through Supreme Community just for this week. Then I will finally go back to my normal way of going through things next week, where I do a little bit more editing and go through the pieces a bit better. But obviously, as you can see, the top items, or the top item, was added to the list basically last night, and yeah, it's already at the top. I think it's going to stay at the top by a long shot. Is obviously the Stanley vacuum insulated bottle. There isn't a ton to say. The retail is meant to be about $40 odd or $45 or so. To be honest, in general, they're good bottles. I mean, if you need almost like a flask or bottle, just get it. So that's the easiest way to put it. Obviously, it just says it'll keep something hot for up to 20 hours, cold up to 24 hours. Overall, it is not a bad item to go for or get if you do actually just want like a literal bottle or something to keep things cold or hot in. But yeah, that is going to be the top item for this week. Personally, I was thinking about whether or not I should just go for this, because I have needed a sort of bottle or flask type item. But yeah, I don't know at the end of the day. Moving on, we obviously have the Velvet Underground collaboration. The first is going to be the hooded sweatshirt. As I said, I have no clue about Velvet Underground. I saw Boone make a video about the sort of collaboration. I think it summarizes things quite well. But yeah, that is the first piece, being the hoodie. Then we have the tee that is coming out. Again, it doesn't really do anything for me. It sort of reminds me of some of the past collaborations that they've had. Sort of like the, I believe it was the Public Enemy Undercover collaboration, where they had some things on the back included, or some pieces on the back. It reminds me of that, but overall, yeah, I don't know about them, so I'm not going to say anything. I believe in the bottom corner of each of the graphics, it's also just got a small like box logo there, but apart from that, that is that. We then move on to the panelled arc hooded sweatshirt. To be honest, this piece isn't terrible. I'll finish that sentence sort of thing. I think in this olive green sort of colourway, or forest green looking colourway, it looks really clean. However, in some of the other colourways, I feel it doesn't do as much justice for how it should have like come out. This looks so much like the balaclava that I picked up last like full winter. Yeah, bad memories on that piece. But yeah, personally, I think that definitely just this like forest green colorway looks really cool with it. The logo is embroidered as well. So yeah, personally, if people were looking to pick up a hoodie this week, apart from the velvet piece, I would definitely say this colorway is a pretty cool one, especially since it's coming into that full winter time where forest green starts to become a bit of more popular colorway in my view, or I think it does. So yeah, personally, I just like this piece, and it does stand out for me. Onto the piece that I'm most probably going to be going for this week, which is why I said it's quite a basic week for me. It's going to be the Delta logo keychain. I'm probably going to be going for the more colourful colourway, just because I feel that that looks a lot cooler. That's pretty much it. Just for me, I just like the standout colours for that. The sort of black with the metallic being the grey or metal colour to it, I think looks cool as well, but I just think the different colours on this one just stands out a lot more. It looks like a very, I'm trying to think of it, yeah, so it looks like a very distill sort of colour or layout to the colour, which is just an art movement is the way to put it. Next up, we have two more pieces from Velvet Underground. I did say that I don't really know anything. The only actual thing that I know like from them is that Lou Reed was a part of them, because I like Lou Reed. So yeah, so I believe on the back of this piece, yeah, it says at the top, or it says all of the people who are involved in it and what their sort of role is, I guess you could say, in the group. But yeah, personally, again, it does nothing to me because I have no massive attachment to the group or anything. So for me personally, I'm just going to leave it be. We then have the hoodie as well that is going to be releasing. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it, so I will move ahead of it just because, yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. Some of the other out there sort of hoodies I can kind of like, but with this piece, it does really just do nothing for me. We then have a Jacquard logo twill camp cap. Again, they release so many of these every season, it really isn't just anything special. Again, though, I do like the forest green sort of colour and this magenta sort of colourway. There are a lot of colourways obviously releasing this, but yeah, they do this as like a standard now, so it doesn't feel like anything special. We then have the rain shirt, which I said that I did like, and I do like it. I think it looks quite cool. I think the graphic on it stands out quite well. I think that the black colourway stands out a lot better than the white colourway, just because the sort of darkness look to it just stands out a bit more. But yeah, I think either of the two are probably going to sell out quite quickly, to be honest, because rain shirts this season have been doing quite well. They've been going quite quickly as well, and yeah, I think people are starting to appreciate them a bit more. On to one of the final pieces from the Velvet Underground collaboration, we have the drawing tee. I thought this piece was actually okay, or quite cool. It reminded me of a lot of pieces from Spring Summer 19 and Fall Winter 18, where they had a couple of tees that were sort of along this line, or had a couple of drawings and things on it. But yeah, again, it really isn't anything for me, so I'm just going to move on. We do have the Delta logo varsity jacket dropping this week. I am a fan of varsity jackets as per norm, but obviously this is basically going to be nearly the exact same as the Motion varsity, so it's not going to do anything for me. I don't know whether or not, with it being a sort of artist themed piece, whether it'll be a bit more than the normal varsity jacket prices. But in general, I think that the graphic works well with it. I like that they've just stuck to red and black and have gone with it like that. I think that the black colourway works a bit better because it just blends straight through and you get like a white stencil with it. Whereas the red colourway, they've changed some of the tones to make it a bit darker and left the outline on there, so it just, yeah, it doesn't blend as well, but it still looks quite cool. We then have the love-hate basketball. Well, personally, I am siding on the right side of this piece. It doesn't have anything on the first jersey or baseball jersey that we saw this season, and yeah, I'm not really a fan of it personally. We then have the Cat long sleeve pocket tee. I mean, it's just a long sleeve pocket tee with the embroidered logo on it, and that is going to cover it pretty much. We're pretty much at the part of the drop list where people just don't like the rest of the items, so we're going to go through it a bit faster, to be honest. We have the raised logo sweater. Yeah, yikes. I'm going to move ahead onto the radar beanie. I can't tell whether or not this is the beanie that has like the fold out flap to it somewhere, or whether that is just a terrible picture that they've got for it. But it's got the classic Supreme logo on it, which I do like. However, I have a lot of beanies already, and I probably don't need another. We then have the quilted paisley jacket. I personally don't know how to feel about this piece. I like the embroidered logo that's on the back of it. It also says that there's one on the chest that is embroidered, but you can't really see it too well. But personally, I think it's just over the left chest. Personally, I feel that the more blue colorway with this yellow stands out quite well, and I think it looks quite cool. But overall, it is not a piece that is for me. We then have the last Velvet Underground piece, which is the Ringer tee. And yeah, there's nothing really for me to say about it, and I will move on personally. We then have the chenille stripe beanie. Again, another beanie. I have a lot of beanies, so I don't really need another. Standout colorway for me probably from this would either be the navy or the black colorway, and that's probably it. Some of the other colorways are okay, but they do just clash a little bit too much. We then have the denim shirt. It's got the classic Supreme logo, I guess. I mean, I think that the denim all over version is a lot better than the stripe sort of version, so yeah. Lastly, we have the flower Jacquard 5 panel. I normally am a fan, as I say, of flower pieces, but this isn't anything amazing. It's like a tiger on the front with, I hope that it's embroidered, because if it is, that'd be pretty cool, but still, it doesn't really do too much for me. I think that this sort of brown colorway is the best as far as the colors go, as far as how they work. But yeah, it's not amazing. So that is going to cover the drop list for this week. If you enjoyed, like, be much appreciated. Other than that, I got my order for week 3, so we're just going to open that up right now. Because I'm not going to make a separate video, you know, unboxing it, because it is really basic. So yeah, I'm just going to cut this open, or I could probably show me cutting it open would be good. Quite terribly cutting it open, but still, I'm just going to cut it open. And yeah, we're just going to get my 2 packs out of this, I guess. Okay, so firstly, oh wow, they are really miniature. Firstly, we have the post-it flags. Yeah, I've basically got one to just keep and then one to use. I just think they'd be quite cool to use. Maybe stick one on the back of like an envelope or something, or on the back of things just to seal it or so. I just think it'd be pretty cool in that way to use them. But yeah, there they are. And yeah, that is them in short. Then obviously there is just a sticker pack in here, which is just the Save the Planet and then the Super Cream Supreme. Massive sticker pack for some reason. I don't get that, but yeah, that is them. I wish I got another one with the box logo, the scratch box logos, but oh well, that is that. So that now covers the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you for a pretty simple live cop tomorrow, where I'll probably be going for this piece. And yeah, that's it. As always, let me know down below what you're going to be going for, what you like, what you dislike, what you think of the collaboration, whether you knew about Velvet Underground before or not. I'm sure if I ask some family members, they probably know who they are straight away, but for me, I haven't a clue. I only know one member pretty much, and that's it. So yeah, I've said this about 4 times, but yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace.